much attention has to be given to what this decision will do to our separation of powers, to our rule of law, as well as the decisions from last week in Dobbs and the like. This court now seems pretty out of step with mainstream American society. The idea that a president, as president, could pressure his Justice Department into doing certain things to help him in the election, and to call that absolutely immune, something that can't be looked at by a court, is, I think, constitutionally unfathomable and a real disservice to what the rule of law is about.
So I think there are two responses that I've seen the most, and I want your thoughts on both of them. The first being, this is the end of our democracy. We now have a monarch and no one can do anything about it. And the other one is, I guess Joe Biden is the most powerful president in history, and if I was Donald Trump, I would hit the bed tonight.
Right. I mean, look, I'm not saying I would do this, but let's just say something should befall Donald Trump and Biden, and they wanted to look into Joe Biden's motivations. I guess they can't do that. I'm not being serious. Here's my serious take.
We can say this because we don't actually expect it. If we were talking about Trump in this position, if this ruling had come down while he was president,
I'm not sure
we'd all be freaking the out specifically because he would. There's no way he would leave office.
Right. Well, so again, official acts. Again, that's going to be the $2 million words. In other words, more money than Trump currently has, unless he raises it and then pays off his porn star payment or whatever else he owes lawyers money for. But
right.
The real question here is what the determination of what that means. And so I think very clearly paying off a porn star is outside of your official duties as president of the United States. I think in other words, it hasn't made it so that a president can do anything, anytime, anyhow. And that is not worth freaking out about. Okay. But I will say, and again, not a lawyer, and I thank God most days for that. But what it will do is I do think it will make it tougher to prosecute a president who has very bad intentions, because obviously if you can't look at what their intentions were when they committed said act, that makes a case against them for stuff I would assume that would have made a case against Richard Nixon more difficult, right? So I'm not saying this is a good ruling.
Right. So this is their backdoor way, I believe, of getting to that. Unless they're impeached first, you can't convict them. That's because what an impeachment would be. Nothing stops in the equal branch of government zone of things. Nothing stops the Congress and the Senate, I think, technically, from looking into the motivations of the president and questioning his official acts, because that is within their oversight capabilities. And then they can make a referral based on their opinion of it, because they've already asked the question. They already looked into it. The problem obviously is that if the president packs the place with loyalists, it's almost impossible to do. And I'm sure the court was, very aware of this. But this is their backdoor way of ascribing the insistence that you must impeach someone before they are convicted of these acts. That's what it seems like to me.
And what this is again, like, this should remind everybody, like, there was a reason that they were taking so long with this, where most people were like, what? And it's the same thing as what happened with the Dobbs case. Yeah. And I mean, I could name 6 others, from the Shelby case to, oh God, the name's not coming in right now, but their bullshit gun case, giving an individual right that never existed, to their bullshit sort of Citizens United case and all that. Right. What they're doing is they're sitting there and they're saying, how can we not fully overthrow democracy, but also help our guys? What can we do? Because really, we're the 6 of us. I mean, Roberts, what's her face? I can't even think of her name. Good, from Indiana. All these folks, a bunch of these guys, right? Yeah. Senator Blackout Drunk, or not Senator. I mean, Supreme Court Justice Blackout Drunk. They all worked for Donald Trump for George W. Bush as lawyers during the 2000 recount and all that sort of stuff. These are Republicans in robes. Gorsuch's mom was a Reagan political appointee. Like, anybody who's fallen for they're actually being judges, I got news for you. So
Yeah.
what they were doing is, as Republican partisans, which is what the 6 of them are, they're thinking to themselves, what can we do? Because we can't give a president full immunity. Obviously, then that does fully overthrow democracy. And believe it or not, as fascist as they are, they don't want to 100% overthrow it because they don't want to endanger themselves and certain other stuff.
It would take away their power as well. Right.
Right. They don't want to do that. They're like, how can we find a way to help Donald Trump, to help right-wing lunatics like us, while still sort of, preserving the fact that a president can be held accountable in some places. And I think this is where they came up with the best way in their minds to help their people while not completely coming up with something that would fully overturn democracy. So, I mean, to sum it up and be very clear, does this give a president full immunity? Absolutely, it does not. And illegal acts, while committed, while certainly outside of office, are illegal acts. I hate to tell you, but most of the illegal acts have been committed by folks in office. We've never really gone after anyhow.
Right.
The right wing has. They went after Bill Clinton for a blowjob, basically, and tried to expand that into kicking him out of office. But we've never really done that. We've stuck to we tend to stick to the things that are actual crimes, whether you're in or out of office.